side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon. Turn us to thousands, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the NEXXTCAR Racing League. Tonight, there is no points on the line. These drivers are in here for some testing, and it is going to be much needed as next week, these drivers, they have their first task of the season right here at Talladega for the first race of Season 2. But tonight, it is Speedweeks here in NEXXTCAR. Tonight, the Truck Series are underway. Tomorrow night, it is the Next Gen Cup cars. And then on Tuesday night, it is now the new series, the Wheelin' Modifieds. Those are the very first season for them in NEXXTCAR. But tonight, it is all about the Truck Series. We got a couple guys that are currently down here running some laps, as you guys can see. And we have got a bunch of new guys that have made their way to NEXXTCAR. So these guys are going to have a lot of practice to figure out tonight. Figure out who they're going to be working with, as we do have teams back here in NEXXTCAR. Teams did not exist for the last 2 seasons over on Heat. It did not exist last season either. But this season, we are going back to our roots, and teams are now back here in NEXXTCAR. Teams obviously are huge when it comes to racing, especially here at Talladega and all the other super speedways that the NASCAR and NEXXTCAR go to. So teams are huge, and it is absolutely amazing to have them back here in NEXXTCAR. A lot of shakeups happening as well, though, with the captains. You know, we had 6 captains that we picked to be able to do the teams, and so yeah, the 6 captains, they really shook some things up there on the NEXXTCAR draft day. Some key guys went to some key drivers, and then obviously, like I just said, we had a bunch of new guys here in the league. So it was interesting to see just the risks that we're going to be taking with the new guys, and there was quite a bit of risk taken. But you can see one of the new guys right now in NEXXTCAR in that number 1 Army Toyota, Alberto Abar, making his way around with the NEXXTCAR veteran Steve Bocock in his returning season, and that number 12 Chevy Silverado. There are a couple guys that are returning from last season that are currently out there on the track right now. We have a bunch of guys returning, but right now on the track, we have got the number 48 of Nicholas Don Francesco in that brand new Ally Chevy Silverado. We got your Truck Series champion, Matt Erickson, in that 28 Ford F-150 right behind him, making his return for Season 2. Absolutely gotta love it when you see the reigning champion come out here. He's gonna have his hands full this season if he is gonna find his way back to that championship trophy, because there's a lot of hungry guys here in this season, especially Peyton Tullock. That man, they tied in the point series standings last season, but Erickson won the first race of the season last season at Daytona, so that is ultimately what got him the championship trophy. That was the tiebreaker. So Matt Erickson is going to have a lot of hungry guys behind him if he is going to hold on to this championship as he looks to defend it here in Season 2. We got a couple other guys. Stephen Henning, he's making his return as well in that number 64 Bass Pro Shops. I don't want to break down. I always feel like I could break now, but I never let it take me to the... There we go. I accidentally turned the music up in Streamlabs instead of the truck sound. I apologize for that. Hey, it's preseason testing, folks. Everybody's got practice. The Truck Series drivers, they got to practice, and we got to practice with the booth. But I hope the audio and everything sounds good. We are currently using our brand new microphone, the new Shure microphone. Absolutely love this thing, and I cannot wait for the first season to get under our belts with it, because Shure, if they make anything, it is microphones, and they are absolutely amazing with it. So cannot wait to see this thing and get some good use. But back to the tracks action. Yeah, we got Steve Henning making his return in that number 64 Tracker Boat Chevy. And then, like I said, we've got a bunch of new guys in here as well. And all that means is we are going to have a lot of names and a lot of trucks that we are going to have to come up and associate with. But right now, Alberto Abar leading the way as we have got 5 people who have put down a lap time here in the NEXXTCAR Speedweeks winter testing. One of our other rookies, Robert Gaillard, in that number 45 Butterfingers Toyota Tundra. He's another rookie. So we have got a bunch of rookies in this field, and absolutely love to see it. You know, NASCAR, racing would be nothing without rookies. So absolutely love to see these guys coming in here and, making their presence here in NEXXTCAR. A couple of guys, this is their very first racing league that they've ever been a part of in iRacing. And for them to pick NEXXTCAR and to be able to come out here is absolutely amazing. But we have got a new guy at the front. That is Nicholas Don Francesco. He found himself a part of the DVD show at Auto Club last season. Himself, Brandon Dunford, and... Sorry about that. My phone was ringing. Nicholas Don Francesco, he found himself a part of the DVD show at Auto Club. Himself, Andrew Bolander, they were putting up a heck of a fight there in those closing laps of that race, and he was unable to really hold on. He finished third, I believe Don Francesco did, but that race was between those 3 all night long. And Don Francesco showed that he definitely has what it takes to find his way to victory lane, and look forward to seeing what he's going to have in store for us this season here. But yeah, Nicholas Donfrancisco from Staunton, Virginia, leading the way here in practice. Steve Bocock has fallen back to third in that number 12 Chevy Silverado, being pushed now by the 1. They have swapped rules. Before it was the 12 pushing the 1, but now it is the 1 pushing the 12. And then Robert Guyard has worked his way up into 5th, running around all by himself right now. And then right now, talk about the other guy from the DBD show. Brandon Dunford is currently leaving pit road right now, waiting on some drafting buddies to catch up. You see the 48 of Donfrancisco waiting with him. So Brandon Dunford getting ready to make his return to the track here for season 2. Right now, all the action right now is between the 12 and the 1, as it seems like everyone else has gone to pit road, going to get some fresh tires and everything, trying to get some stuff figured out here. Let's go ahead and jump inside the cockpit of that number 1 truck. And see just what exactly he is seeing going down the backstretch here. Or I'm sorry, going through the tri-oval. All over the back bumper of the 12, heading into 1. He's going to back off a little bit. You saw the 12 get squirrely. That's just the air coming off that rear spoiler, and this is exactly what we were talking about. You know, Speedweeks is normally at Daytona with NASCAR, but this season, NEXXTCAR is opening up the season here in Season 2 here at Talladega. That is the first race of the season, so they decided to hold Speedweeks here this season and, you know, get these guys some big practice here at Talladega. You know, Talladega and Daytona, you might think it's just, you know, hold the pedal to the metal and just go, but I'm telling you, there's a lot more that goes into it, especially with the Truck Series. You know, they're so loose coming out of these turns. You still got to be driving the car. You can't just lay back, you know, in your lazy boy and holding the pedal to the metal. You got to be able to, you know, still be able to drive the thing. Is now you see Alberto Ebar going to the outside of the 12. He played that slingshot perfectly there, but he is now going to go to the lead that little bit of a pack that they got going on. We're seeing Nicholas Donfrancisco. He's back out there. Brandon Dunford as well. In that 19, you saw him waiting at the exit of pit road for some of his teammates. So we've been talking about teammates. Well, what exactly does that mean? Because, you know, we were, obviously last season, we were in a chat with, you know, several people during the races. Well, now they have to work with dedicated people. You know, last season, the quote-unquote teams were just friends that got together into the same party and worked together. Well, now you have got teammates that you probably have never worked with before last season. You know, and that's exactly what we wanted when we made the decision to go to the teams. You know, I think that was what a lot of the issues were at the beginning of last season before everybody got each other figured out, was no one knew other people. No one knew the rookies. The rookies didn't know the other rookies, you know, and that's what really caused a lot of issues. And then we were thinking about it. How do we solve this? Well, you solve that by creating teams and getting people that never worked together to work together. They get to know each other. They get to know each other's racing. And, you know, this is going to add so much to Season 2. Not only are you going to have your driver standings out there, you're also going to have team owner points. And that is absolutely huge. You know, so you got, not only do you have to focus on your driver standings and getting that championship, there's also something else thrown in there as well with the team owner championship. So a lot of bragging rights up for stake here in Season 2 and absolutely loving it. But if you guys did not catch draft night last Tuesday, let's go ahead and we are going to pull up who is racing for what team this season. So you should be seeing now your Truck Series team listings there on your screen. We also added a brand new sponsor to the league. HVAC Designs, Matthew Erickson, we truly appreciate you, buddy. Everything that you do for NEXXTCAR, you know, you've painted so many of these beautiful looking trucks and next-gen cup cars that we see out on the track weekend after weekend. Not only are you doing that, you are now a paid sponsor of NEXXTCAR, and we cannot be any more thankful. You know, everything you did prior was absolutely amazing. But now that you are, a new sponsor, we truly appreciate it. But back to the teams here. The first team, Jonathan Wright. He's got Josh Mayu, Alberto Abar, JD Larson, Mitch Diamond, and Jimmy Emos for Team American Badass. Then the next one is Blue Collar Racing with the team captain of Matt Tucker. He's got Andrew Bolander, Toby Kelsey, Robert Babcock, Austin Schultz, and Dustin Sloanacker. And then American Defenders Racing, captain is myself. Then we got Steve Bocock, Peyton Tullock, Marshall Harris, Robert Guyard, and Andrew Zimmer. Now, the reason that we ended up going with that name, I can't speak on the other teams, but I can obviously speak on my team. The reason we went with that team name was because 4 out of the 5 of us were veterans or currently serving in the military. So it just made sense to go with that team name. And then you got Fifth Gear Racing, Nicholas Trudeau, the team captain, Christopher Thomas, Jeff Taylor, Aaron Moore, Trent Branson, and Randy O'Quinn. Then HVAC Motorsports, that is the team captain by Matthew Erickson. And then you have got Ronnie Norman, Brandon Dunford, Cole Larson, Zach Brooks, and Nicholas Don Francesco. And then your sixth and last team, led by David Chandler, is Red Line Racing with Robert Asong, Cade Syar, John Turner, Steve Henning, and Stoney Benfield. So 6 teams. I think we're up to like 36 drivers. So this season is going to be huge, folks. Especially down here in the Truck Series. Even in the Cup Series, it is going to be absolutely amazing. I think we got 25 or 28 drivers signed up for the Next Gen Cup. So the trucks continue to be the most popular series. But yeah, it is going to be absolutely amazing. 36 drivers all going for that drivers the drivers champion. 6 of us going for that owners championship. But now you can see a bigger pack has formed now behind Brandon Dunford. Now a 5 truck train as they head through the tri-oval.
So that's when you always get the runners, right when you come into that turn.
Let's jump inside the cockpit there, the 21, and see what exactly he is seeing as they are heading through turns 1 and 2. You can see him laying back, trying to time this run perfectly, coming out of turn number 2. We are on board Camden Jester. This season in the Truck Series, he will continue to be your race control. And then for the Cup Series, it is going to be Matthew Erickson as your race control. But Camden Jester decided to jump in here and get some practice laps in, and I don't blame him. Do not blame him one bit, but that is exactly what he sees out that front windshield. These guys are swerving back and forth pretty good. So it's exactly why these guys came in here to practice. There we go. Go ahead and mute the lobby there. Let's jump on that gyro cam there as they're coming out of turn 2. You can see just how aggressive this banking is. We talked about it, how loose these trucks get coming out of the banking. Well, you saw it big time right there in this 5-truck train. They were extremely loose coming out of turn 4, but back into this 30-degree banking for turn number 3. You can see just how aggressive it is. Let's jump inside Steve Henning right in front of him. He's running around behind Matthew Erickson. He's going to get a big run out of 4. Is he going to get to the back bumper? He is. I thought he was going to try and maybe time something to go around the outside, but decided to just kind of ride around with him here. Yeah, this season is going to be absolutely huge for these guys. I can't wait to get it started, and it all starts right here at Talladega next Sunday for the Truck Series. Then Monday is the Next Gen Cup cars here at Talladega, and then Tuesday at Stafford is the NASCAR Wheel and Modified, as we are still on board. Stephen Henning right to the back bumper of Erickson he gets. You got to be careful because he caught him at a really bad time right in that entrance into turn 3, and you don't want to push here at Talladega when you're going through the turns because you will spin the guy in front of you. Big run. I thought for sure he was going to go to the outside, as now Nicholas Don Francesco is going to get shuffled to the outside there. But these guys really taking full advantage of these, a little bit of contact there between the 21 and the 48. Maybe the 48 thought the 21 was going to get him a little more of a break, in which he did not. But, yeah, the 21, he's kind of laying back there a little bit, letting these guys try to figure everything out. I believe these guys are all pretty much on a team together, so that is why you're seeing them pretty racing bumper to bumper right now. And, you know, this is what we wanted. You know, you're going to have guys in here that probably never worked together before. And that's exactly what we wanted with the teams. And I'll be honest, it is going perfect as well as of right now. But right now, Steve Bocock all by himself in that number 12 as his teammate Alberto Abar has come to pit road. Who else do we have out here? We got Robert Guyard coming to pit road in the 45. We got Jimmy Emo sitting on pit road. We got Josh Mayu on pit road coming down. One of our rookies in that 02 Chevy Silverado, the Throttle Happy TV on Twitch. And then David Chandler is getting ready to join the lobby as well. So right now we are sitting at 11 drivers putting laps down right now as our camera has went back to the scenic. There we go. Let's get back to the action. But the 5 trucks continue to run bumper to bumper, being led by Brandon Dunford with the big pushes from that 28 of Matthew Erickson. But there you can see it. The best time so far has been put down by Camden Jester, a 52.03. And then Nicholas Donfrancisco, Steve Henning, Dunford, and Erickson all in the same pack, not too far off of him. Then you got Alberto Abar in 6th, Steve Bocock 7th, Robert Guyard 8th, Jimmy Emos 9th, and Mayu in 10th. But like I said, we're getting ready to have David Chandler and Jeff Taylor both getting ready to join. They are getting ready to queue in. So 12 drivers right now showing up out of 36 for Speedweeks. Oh, save it as Henning's going to go around. Stephen Henning in the 64 is going to go around in that tracker boat Chevy. Let's go ahead and back it up here and see maybe it was just a push gone wrong here down that back stretch. Was it a bump draft gone wrong? We're going to jump on the 21 truck here. We're going to jump inside the cockpit. And let's see what exactly happened. Oh no, he just got loose. He jumped to the outside. Looked like he was going to go to the outside. Thought better of it. Tried to jump back into the line and then just lost it. Thought maybe it was a bump draft gone wrong, but that was definitely not the case. That five truck train is now down to just 4 after that one. Stephen Henning coming out of pit road right now in that number 64. That is a beautiful looking Bass Pro Shop Chevy. Absolutely love that thing. But it continues to be Camden Jester, as you can see in the left ticker, continuing to lead the way here in the NEXXTCAR Speedweeks here at Talladega. They are coming up on, I believe, Steve Bocock, and it is, as he is going to try and maybe grab the draft of this five truck train. He is. Is he going to be able to keep it, though? That is the question. They are going to be going so much faster than he was. Is he going to be able to keep the draft? They're going by Josh Mayu now in that 02. He's going to drift up the track there a little bit, stay out of their way. The 12 of Bocock is going to keep the draft, and Josh Mayu's going to drop down there. He's going to try and get the draft as well, coming out of turn number 4. So that 4-truck train, it started out as 5, went down to 4, now up to 6. So that thing just keeps on growing as they're heading through turns 1 and 2 here with 31 minutes left here in NEXXTCAR Speedweeks for the Truck Series. Jeff Taylor in at number 11, one of your returning veterans here of NEXXTCAR. He has now found a friend in the 64 truck as they're going to try to make some laps here. That is an absolutely beautiful Budweiser Chevy Silverado. Absolutely love the throwbacks. You can never go wrong running a throwback paint scheme. But Jeff Taylor out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Well, let's jump back up there to these the 6 truck train that just keeps on rolling, looking to add another guy to it. I'm not sure who that was in the red back there. That is going to be Robert Guyard in the 45. This, I thought they had another guy to it. Okay, yeah. They did. Robert Guyard back here. Currently a 7 truck train as they are coming up on Jeff Taylor and Josh Mayu as well right in front of them. So this thing could possibly be a 9 truck train by the end of these next couple of laps here. And this is what these guys wanted, you know. Get these guys in here practicing together. Now you see multiple guys making big moves here. Steve Bocock going 3 wide around him. Oh, the 64 is going to come down. He's going to get into the 12. The 12 is going to keep going straight. No, he's not. He's going to pound the inside wall. He's going to go up and over in that number 12 Chevy. Steve Bocock with the first big crash of the season here. It's a good thing it's only the NEXXTCAR Speedweeks here. Let's back it up and let's see what happened there with that 12. You saw it live. Just 3 wide, almost 4 wide. Actually, they were 4 wide there. And then just mayhem. I don't know what happened with the 64. It looks like the 11. No. I think he just got loose. You know, it's just, you know, getting loose once again. We've talked about it. These trucks are extremely loose. People think it's just hold the pedal to the metal here at Super Speedways. Well, it is anything but that. Let's jump inside the cockpit of Bocock there. Yeah, the 64 just gets loose. Comes down into him. He keeps it going straight, but then the 45 makes contact. He pounds that inside wall. Up and over he goes. Barrel rolling twice and lands on all 4s. Yeah, it's a good thing. Get those barrel rolls out of your system now, Steve, because you are not going to want to do that come next week, buddy. But back heading out onto the track is that 12 truck with the 64 right in front of him. Oh, Steve's going to go hard to the inside wall. Maybe something's wrong with that truck. Going to take it back to pit lane and get something worked on that. But back out to this big pack there. Going to be 3 wide through the tri-oval. Trying it once again this time. They're going to get through it a little better this time, but a big run by the 21. The 02 trying to side draft. Got a lapped car down below. The 28 of Ericsson's going to try and keep it going straight. He's going to make a little bit of contact with that yellow line there. They got Jimmy Emos down low. A couple lapped cars. There we go. There goes Matthew Erickson with the move to the outside. These guys just throwing it out there as practice. Why not try risky moves? Why not? As now they got Alberto Eibar mixed in into one as well. 2 versus 4. Oh, the 21's going to get loose. Alberto Eibar's going to give it the bumper. The 21's going to save it. What a save. That was a beautiful save by Camden Jester in that 21. That was one heck of a save there. There you saw him, the number 1 of David Chandler. Apparently he's the number 3. No, he's running the number 1 this season. Alberto Eibar is in the wrong car number, or truck number rather. But David Chandler will be number 1, returning in that Bud Light Platinum Toyota. Absolutely beautiful truck. One of the Matthew Erickson specialties that he does just very often here with the NEXXTCAR, or the NEXXTCAR trucks and Next Gen. Absolutely beautiful looking truck. But let's get back to that big pack here, now being led by Erickson. The 02 of Josh Mayu and the 48 of Don Francisco right behind him as well. With the 19 who's going to give up, but the 48's going to go to the outside. Nobody goes with Don Francisco. Is he going to try and jump it back down there in line? He will. So, no harm, no foul there. Just jumped right back in the line where you were. Find out who's going to go with you. Nobody's going to go with them for the second time. I think that time was more of a not trying to lift and try to go to the high line to avoid running into the back of... oh, we got a couple guys maybe coming to pit road? Oh, no, they're wrecking. Brandon Dunford's wrecking. Alberto Abar involved in this one as well. Dunford is going to slide through the tri-oval grass here. Let's back it up and see what happened with the number 19. It looked like a couple guys were trying to make their way to pit road here. Or maybe not. He just got loose. Yeah, he just got loose, hit the bump down there, and just threw that truck sideways. Yeah, that's all that one was. Let's jump inside the cockpit here of this one truck and see what he saw out that windshield. Yeah, he got loose. Alberto went with him and just continued to take the air off of him. You know, Alberto was going to try to go down there and, you know, try to possibly keep pushing him, I guess. And it just didn't work. But the new guy to the session, David Chandler, is going to now put down your fastest lap of the race, or of practice rather, with a 52.027. 1/1000ths faster than their second place Camden Jester. But now you see it, pretty much everybody on pit road waiting for others to come out so they can get a big train rolling here in this one. Look at the traffic jam coming off of pit road. Everybody waiting to line this thing up here, get bumper to bumper. This is going to be interesting right here, folks. Oh yeah, you see it right there. 9, 10, 11, 12 trucks in this train right here. This is going to be interesting here. Robert Babcock making his appearance here in the Speedweeks in that number 14 Chevy. But there you see it. The 12 truck train coming on to the backstretch as they are now getting ready to join the racing groove. Let's jump out front. I believe this train is currently being led, if I'm not mistaken, by Steve Bocock. It is not. It's going to be being led by Dunford. It is going to be being led by Dunford. Let's jump up into the Goodyear blimp here, and you can see these guys coming through turns 3 and 4. Everybody trying to get the draft. You see the back end of the pack really trying to catch up here. This is going to be one heck of a couple of laps here. Hopefully these guys can do it, because if they can, this is going to be something to watch here, folks. But hey, it's Speed Weeks. Right now is the time to try this. You know, get this line going all bumper to bumper. Whoop. That ain't what I wanted. There we go. That's what I wanted. You can see the truck train behind them. Let's jump on Camden Jester here, who is now leading this train heading into turn number 3. They left a couple guys way out back. But for the most part, all 12 of these drivers are here racing bumper to bumper, single file, here around Talladega Super Speedway here in the NEXXTCAR Speedweeks winter testing. Couple guys trying to get to that outside line, maybe to practice a little bit of side drafting, try to time their runs a little bit. As the 5 of Christopher Thomas, he's going to try, and I thought for sure he was going to try and make it 3 wide. Camden Jester's about to get turned, and that's going to open up the door. Who is that? That is Don Francisco as the C's part in front of him, but that is going to be Steve Bocock involved in this one, as he is going to, no, that was not Steve. Who was that? Matthew Erickson? No. I don't know who that was that just got demolished on the backstretch. Here's what we're going to do, though. We're going to back it up, and we're going to take a look at this view from Nicholas Don Francisco in that number 48 Ally Chevy. The C's parted right in front of him. When Camden Jester got loose, the 1 slides up. Everybody slides up in front of him. Let's go ahead and jump inside the cockpit of this 48, and let's just watch it. Right there, and then the C's just part. He takes all of the momentum and continues it all the way to the front of this pack. But they are now all back to bumper, and here comes Babcock into 14. Robert Babcock, one of your longtime veterans here of NEXXTCAR. But right now, 15 trucks have showed up to put down a lap here in Speedweeks. These drivers have just under 20 minutes remaining here in this first practice session of the night. You can see Matthew Erickson right now leading this 3-truck train, trying to catch up to, who was that in front of him? I think it was David Chandler and someone else. Yep, David Chandler, and then Josh Mayu in that 02 right in front of him. Those guys are about to become a 5-truck train. But let's go ahead and let's check on that train out front here as it continues to make its way around Talladega here. They have become quickly a 5-truck team as well after the field flew apart there on the backstretch heading into turn number 3. It's a good thing this is just testing and nothing is at stake here. Just coming out here, racing or practicing with a bunch of guys, just, especially here at Talladega, teamwork it's key. You got to be careful with the bumps. You got to be careful with everything, and practice makes perfect, and these guys learned from last season at Daytona. It definitely was a race to forget. It was not a highlight of NEXXTCAR. I'll be completely honest. It was a rough race for these guys, and these guys have learned. They learned throughout the season, obviously. The racing improved 1,000 times, and, these guys learned, hey, maybe we do need to get out here and put down some practice laps and, learn to work with other people. And you see, that's exactly what it led to here with these speed weeks. And, everyone needs to get these growing pains out of the way, especially with as many rookies as we have here in NEXXTCAR. You got to learn, who's good at what. You're seeing that here with these smaller 5-pack, 6-pack truck trains. And, you got to figure out, especially when you're working with your team, who's good in what position, who's good at leading the pack, who's best being third, because honestly, the guy third in the line has probably got the toughest job in that train. He's got to make sure he's not running over the guy in second, just like you saw the one there a little bit and then got squirrely. Literally on cue, as I was saying it, the third guy has the most important and probably the toughest job when it comes to bump drafting in a train like that. He's got to keep the pack together, but he's got to make sure he's not pushing too hard against the guy in front of him, because that'll give the momentum to the guy in the front. And then as soon as that guy in second gets to the back bumper of the guy in first too hard, the guy in first is getting spun around. So the guy in third has got to be extremely careful with what he does and he has got probably the most stressful job when you're running in a pack like that. And right now we're going side by side here through turns 1 and 2. Let's jump up there to the blimp one more time here. 5 up top, 3 down below, being led by Steve Bocock and Robert Babcock. Then the 5 of Christopher Thomas, you see him, he's falling back. He's about to be put in quote-unquote no man's land. That is what they call it in NASCAR when you get put in the middle of a side-by-side situation right there. You're all by yourself in the middle, and he's actually going to do pretty decent at it there. He's going to stay with the pack. You know, when you get put in no man's land like that, it's a lonely feeling when you're all by yourself right there in the middle of 2 lines going by you. You know, and there's nothing you can do. Absolutely nothing besides just ride around and fall all the way to the back. Kind of like what you saw Christopher Thomas do there. You know, if this was a bigger pack and we were with those 12, 13 trucks like we had a couple laps ago, we're talking something completely different, you know. He wouldn't lose just maybe 1 or 2 truck, you know. He would fall all the way back there because when you're in the middle like that, that's why it's called no man's land. You're not going anywhere. There's nothing you can do. You're just along for the ride at that point. And he did a pretty good job there of, you know, getting back to it. Not because it's so easy when you're in the middle there and all the air is being taken off your rear spoiler. You've seen just how loose these trucks get. It's very easy to spin out, especially when you have no air on the back of these trucks. And now the 14 of Babcock is put into no man's land all by himself. And he is going to get the same exact treatment that the 5 got all the way to the back of the line. Right now, David Chandler continuing to show the way here in winter testing, but that outside line is not quite done. Being led by the 48 of Nicholas Don Francesco. He's got the 19 right behind him of Brandon Dunford, who's got the 5 of Christopher Thomas right behind him. Oh, save it, Thomas. Big save. Babcock's going to go to the high line now. Try to make it 4 versus 4 here, heading down into turn number 3. And now you see David Chandler in the 13 up against the wall. He's going to let the pack go by. I'm kind of surprised he didn't try to jump down in there with them. Oh, he did. Okay. I thought he was going to hold it up against the wall a lot longer. Let's jump inside the cockpit of David Chandler's number 13 and see what he sees coming out of turn 2. As you can see him really having to saw that wheel back and forth to keep the truck underneath him. Big checkup heading down the backstretch. Everyone's going to lift. As you can see, they are coming up on another small 2-truck pack ahead of them. They're going to catch them here within the next lap or so. But they keep checking up like that. Well, maybe they won't, but trying to get it figured out on that high line. You saw 2 guys trying to fight for the same position there, the 19, and I'm not sure who that is right in front of him. It looks like it might have been the 5 of Thomas, fighting for a little bit of the same real estate there. But, yeah, David Chandler getting the big runs out back behind the big pack like this. You get the big draft from here. You're getting the effect of the not only the line that you're in, but you're getting a little bit of the effect of the line to the inside. And that really, as you see him backing off here, letting Brandon Dunford a little bit of room to maybe jump in there. And you can see the big run that David Chandler is going to get here as they are catching up to that 2-pack, those 2 trucks right in front of them. They have caught up to them. What are they going to do? We're going to stay inside the cockpit here. The 1, they're all going to drift up. Are they going to drift up too far? The 48's going to get into the wall. He's going to come down. Oh, they're going to, field's going to fly apart once again through 3 and 4. Oh, man. I knew that was going to be good. That's exactly why we stayed inside the cockpit of that number 13. Let's back it up and see what exactly happened there. Someone came down into Bocock. I'm not exactly sure who it was. The 48 came down to try to get around Zach Brooks, and the field just flies apart. The 19, a lot of net code right there between the 19 and the 14. You saw the 2 trucks inside of each other. That is what the iRacing community calls net code. It's when, you know, the connection between the 2 drivers just wasn't exactly on the same page and didn't know where the 2 trucks were. But now you see these guys with just over 11 minutes left. They are stacking it back up on the exit of pit road, and they are getting ready to possibly look to have another 12 truck tandem draft here. They're currently sitting at 9 trucks. Looks like they're starting to pick up speed. Maybe they're not going to get the whole 12 that they had. But you can see right now we are currently sitting with 15 drivers still in this lobby. Now, the next thing coming up at 9 is there is a race. I think it's a 50-lap race here at Talladega. I'm not sure if we're going to do a broadcast for it or not, but they do have a race coming up after this practice session, so we might do it. I don't know. I haven't exactly decided yet. I do got to work tomorrow, so we'll see. But these guys, this is the second half of that field that was sitting on the exit of pit road right there. And now you see they got a 3-pack up here that they should catch pretty easily, as there's 7 in that second pack. I'm sorry, I guess there's only 6. I thought there was 1 more. As you see 2 more drivers sitting down there on the exit of pit road. Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and bring up your track map here for a second, as you guys can see just how big this track is. Now, what makes Talladega so much different than Daytona is where the start-finish line is located. You know, at Daytona, it's right there in the dead middle of the tri-oval. As you see these guys getting a big run to 488. Is going to turn to 10, and the round goes to 5. Christopher Thomas got the short end of the stick in that draft. But hard impact for the 5. But let's go ahead and let's get back to that main pack here. The 48 is also on pit road. I think a bunch of these guys that were just in that pack all just came to pit road. So we're going to jump into this one, all being led by Matthew Erickson in that 28. Let's jump inside the the chopper here. You can see the 11 of Taylor trying to work his way to the outside there. Getting the big push from the 13 of David Chandler. But we're going to go... We're going to go back to the blimp here for a second. The start-finish line at Daytona is right up here, right there in the middle of the tri-oval. But here at Talladega, it's right there. And that has been the difference maker in so many races. And I'm really looking forward to that come Sunday and Monday, and seeing just where the start-finish line is here at Talladega. How much of a factor does that play in the finish? You know, it has for NASCAR, and I'm excited to see what kind of influence does it have with the race. You know, so many races have been won coming out of that tri-oval heading into the start-finish line. And I'm excited to see exactly how that plays out here for the NEXXTCAR. You can see David Chandler and Camden Jester both have put down the same exact lap time. You see it right there on the left. A 0.00 is the difference between your first and second. As you saw the 14 of Babcock with a big run there underneath David Chandler. Here comes Christopher Thomas in the 5. You saw him just have that incident there with the 48, the 1 of A-Bar down low. 4 versus 3 here with just under 7 minutes left here in the first practice session. Little bit of side draft going on between the 11 and the 14 down to that inside line. You saw him right up against the right side of that inside line. What that does is it dumps the air off of your rear spoiler onto their rear spoiler, which in turn slows down that inside line. But here comes Don Francisco on that outside. Where's he going to go? They're all going to go to that inside line. They're all going to make it past him. And they're going to have the 45 up front as well. The 45 giving them absolutely no room. Man, Robert Gaillard gave them absolutely no room heading through turns 3 and 4 right there. Well, it's a good thing this is winter testing here. As this pack is quickly down to 5. Oh, save it, Dunford. Big save by the 19 right there. You saw the wiggles back and forth. Alberto Ebar, he's going to have to saw that wheel back and forth to save that number 1 U.S. Army Toyota as well. Big save by both those drivers. Just under 5 minutes remaining here in the first practice. David Chandler, Christopher Thomas, Zach Brooks, they have all teamed up here heading through 3 and 4. You see Zach Brooks dropping it way down low, getting a big run on these guys. Slingshot engaged by Brooks. He is going to go from the 3rd truck to the lead of this pack. But we got ourselves a big pack here once again forming up. Jimmy Mo's going to come down. He's going to get the draft, and so is Steve Henning. As they are heading through the trioval here. And we have got a new guy at the top of the leaderboards. Alberto Ebar making his NEXXTCAR debut here this season. And he is going to put down the fastest lap with 3.5 minutes left here in your NEXXTCAR Speedweeks winter testing. With a 51.805. Side by side, they go once again here. A little bit of contact there between the 1 and the 19. They're going to keep it going straight. The 1's going to send it through the middle. 4 wide down the backstretch. 4 wide heading into turn number 3 here at Talladega. Up the track goes the 19 into the 64. But they continue to be 3 wide through turns 3 and 4. They're going to get it figured out. Big run coming by the 48. He's going to get to the back bumper of the 1. Talladega, you can go 4 wide. This is not like Daytona, folks. Talladega is a lot wider. Daytona is a very narrow super speedway. You're pushing it going 3 wide at Daytona. You can do it, but it is sketchy. Well, you just saw these guys 4 wide down the backstretch into turn number 3 before mayhem happened. But, man, you're going to see a lot of that come next Sunday. I can promise you that, folks. When these drivers have got wins and points on the line, They are going to do anything they can. But these drivers have just under a minute and a half left here in this practice session. Gonna have ourselves a big pack here for the final minute here in the NEXXTCAR Speedweeks winter testing. Let's jump up here into the TV cameras number 3. As you can see them, big run from the 1 down that backstretch. They're gonna get back to the line just in time. No, they're not gonna be able to start a second lap. But these guys continue to be side by side, heading through the tri-oval for the final time here in this one. At the line for the final time in this one. These drivers have 10 seconds left. Well, that was a very interesting Speedweeks. There's no doubt about it. It was awesome to see these guys get out here and put down the first laps under the name of Season 2. And these guys, you know, practice was exactly what tonight was, and you see it all coming apart down the backstretch. But yeah, that is gonna do it here for the NEXXTCAR Speedweeks first practice here of the season. The first race of Season 2 is next Sunday, when the Trucks and Cup head right here to Talladega, and then the NASCAR Wheel and Modifieds head to Stafford. These drivers, they got a lot to look forward to this season with the new teams and everything like that. We got a lot to look forward to as well with the booth broadcast. 36 Truck Series drivers getting ready to hit the high banks of Talladega to start Season 2 off next week. It doesn't get any better than that, folks. There is nothing better than a full field of drivers going for that elusive win, especially here in NEXXTCAR, where, you know, last season we had a lot of drivers get wins. So wins are not guaranteed in iRacing, and they mean a lot more to these folks than they ever did prior to NEXXTCAR. But guys, that is going to do it here for the NEXXTCAR Speedweeks. This was the first edition. I appreciate you guys being here, and I cannot wait to see what these drivers have in store for us next week when we kick it all off right here at Talladega. But I hope to see you guys then. Have a good rest of your week, folks. Catch you guys next week.